Well, joining us now from Abuja is the Ogun State Commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Clement Oladele. Thank you very much, Mr. Oladele, for joining us at this point. Now, road safety on the Yuletide season, it's close to the Yuletide, at least 22 days more. What plans does the FRSC have in ensuring that the roads are safe for those traveling and those going to celebrate the Christmas?
Yeah, good morning, Elama. Good morning, Victoria, and good morning to our viewers. I think in FRSC, our job is well cut out for us. It's what we've been doing over time. And for every year, we have a particular team that we use to make sure that we drive the road safety agenda successfully during this period. Because we know so many people will be traveling and we make arrangements for them. For instance, even if I'm going to start from, because we're a learning organization, we have history at our back. Like in 2016, I think the team for that particular campaign was Safe Drive. That was in fact 2015, Safe Drive to 2016. So and thereby we kept on progressing it. We had in 2016 was the major year that we did campaigns for how we could make vehicles to use speed limiters, because of when we saw that crashes involving vehicles, about 50% of them were due to speed violations. And then we decided to do crash the crash, speed kills. We move on to even 2 years ago, we did your right to life on the highway is not negotiable. Then we've done last year safe traveling, safe arrival. And then even this year, we're trying to key into the fact that for you to be safe, then road safety is a state of mind, road crash is an absence of mind. So you need to stay alive by staying alert. And that is the campaign we're going to do this year. For us in Ogun State and other parts of the country, FRSC, we're prepared, we're ready to make sure that, because the goal is that nobody that is going to travel during this period will come back maimed or will not arrive home safely or will not come back to his job. So part of the plans we've had, for instance, if I'm going to talk about Ogun State, is that we've reviewed last year's performance. We look at the number of people that traveled. When the federal government decided to open the Lagos-Ibadan Express Road, for instance, we saw unprecedented number of vehicles and unprecedented number of passengers that traveled last year during this period. From 1st of December to 15th of January this year, that's 1st of December of last year and 15th of January this year, when we had that special patrol operations, we noticed that 1,008,000 vehicles traveled on only Lagos-Ibadan Express Road. We also noticed that 8.7 million people traveled within that period, only on Lagos-Ibadan Express Road. We've never had that in recent time. And as at that time, it was even on 18th of December last year that we were able to prevail on government to open up the diversions on the Lagos-Ibadan Express Road, stretching from either Mowe, Ibafo, or from Ogere, Ogumakin. But this year, since last Sunday, government has been magnanimous enough. They've opened the Kara End Bridge. They've opened, and before the Julius Berger will go on break on 20th of December, they've informed us that they will open most of the other diversions around Mowe, Ibafo, Magboro. So we are expecting that this year we should have nothing less than, instead of the 8.7 million people that traveled last year, we should have, we are making projection for about 10 million passengers that are going to travel. And then we're also making projection for about 1.5 million vehicles that are going to travel. So our goal is that every vehicle that's going to travel, all of them are going to travel in safety.
Clement Oladele, we must thank you for your insight. Well, joining us now from Abuja is the Ogun State Commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Clement Oladele. Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast. Right now, let's turn our attention to road safety measures that road users should imbibe at this period.
Good morning, Veronica. I think we know that 25th of December is a Wednesday, and definitely government is going to declare 25th, 26th as a public holiday. In the same light also, we know too that 1st of January 2020 is going to be a Wednesday. And with this, there is no way that Nigerians will not travel. for us in FRSC, we are prepared. We've put up all our measures. We started with campaigns across the length and breadth of the country. All the states command across the country, they've launched their Ember Month. It's been flagged off in Ogun State on 12th of November. The governor of the state, Prince Dapo Abiodun, MFR, represented by his deputy, engineer Mrs. Neumann Salako Oyedele, came and flagged off for us at Ashero Motor Park in Abeokuta. And then we've taken the campaigns also to all other parts of Ogun State. So we are ready, we are prepared, we mobilized 37 patrol vehicles. The commercial assisted us also. We have 5 patrol motorbikes that were deployed for all the nooks and crannies of Ogun State, especially Lagos Ibadan Express Road. Also, we've mobilized 4 life support ambulances to support this robust operation. We also have a heavy-duty tow truck that will station on Lagos Ibadan Express Road that will service other parts of the state. And then we're going to support this with 1,700 personnel.
Okay.
So we are ready, and we just want to tell members of the public that when you're traveling, just be conscious, drive cautiously, and then know that FRS will be on the way to help you. But in a nutshell, what you need to do is be aware of your cocoon of safety. Do not cause problems for others. Do not be aggressive on the highway. Because there's one other aspect I need members of the public to know, because if you see of recent, we've been having issues of tanker fire incidents. So one of the things that you have to be careful of is that because a place like Lagos Ibadan Express Road, or maybe in Ogun State, where we have 380,000 vehicles, 40% of them are trucks. So there's a tendency that you're going to meet any of these tankers or trucks anytime you travel. So the tendency is that when you see any one of them, don't struggle with them. Your safety is key. Okay. You allow them to go, and if you know that you cannot clearly overtake them, then it is advisable that you should slow down. You should make sure that you can clearly see your view ahead before you attempt to overtake these vehicles. And then when they spill their contents on the highway, it is advisable that you should try as much as possible not to use the corridor at that particular time. If possible, park away and run away for safety. Run as far as up to even more than 300 meters. That's like using 3 football pitch together. Because if there's any explosion, it's very difficult for you to survive it at that particular time because of the intensity of the foam that they spill on the road surface. And then if you know that you're not going with your own vehicle, it's also advisable that you caution your driver. If he refuses, if he does not listen to your counsel, then you call FRSC toll-free number 122, and help will surely come to you.
All right, Clement Oladile, thank you for talking to us.
Commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Clement Oladile. Thank you very much, Clement, for joining us. Now, talk to us about the Ember Month campaign that the Federal Road Safety Corps has launched in various states.
The Ember Month is just to raise awareness, to let people know that the year is coming to an end and we need to prepare. And there are some of us, if we are not reminded, we might not know. Or for some, even when we know, we might claim ignorance, but we keep on reminding people to just know that we need to do the right thing. I'm talking about ignorance. One of the things we normally, as a sector commander, the feedback I get from the road is that when my boys go to the road, people complain that they book them for certain infractions. And this part of these infractions, they might look so simple, so easy, but these are the issues. These are the things that can impede on your safety. For instance, I hear from people that they forgot to put fire extinguisher in their vehicle. They forgot to have tires in their, maybe standard tires in the vehicle, especially the spare tire is not there. And also, I hear issues that maybe when they drive also, they don't have a car jack, a wheel spanner. And if you don't imbibe all these safety issues from the onset, from January up to November, by the time you're going home for the celebrations, there's a tendency that you might still forget them. You might not have a car jack in your vehicle, you might not have a wheel spanner, you might not have a tire that is the spare tire that is in the vehicle, or maybe there's no fire extinguisher in your vehicle. What I want you to know is that there are no standard auto garages when you travel on the highway. And it is a corridor that maybe you've not used for a long time. Maybe the last time you used a corridor going to your village was last year. So when you're going now and the vehicle breaks down, there's a tendency that you'll be at the mercy of people you ordinarily will not want to have to keep company with on the highway. You might be exposed to dangers, kidnappers, armed robbers, and even other sundry criminals. What even if your vehicle breaks down? Most of the people you see that come to you that claim to be auto mechanics on the highway are for want of a better word to use. Some of them are just barbers.
All right, quickly, before we let you go now, how confident are you that the various campaigns embarked upon by the Commission will have as much impact such that we wouldn't witness as much road mishaps that we have seen over time?
Yes, we are very confident that this time around, people are aware now. People know, and they even join us in these campaigns. We've gone to garages, we've gone to religious institutions, we've gone to churches, mosques, we've gone to even the communities that are doing the annual Yam Festival. We've talked to all of them, and we are very sure that they will comply. And at the back end, we are ready. All our machineries, all our equipment, we've deployed 1,700 personnel in Ogun State. We have 37 patrol vehicles that are ready. We've mobilized them, and then we have 4 life support ambulances. The commercial has supported us with 5 patrol motorbikes. We have an utility vehicle that we pull if there are obstruction on the highway. And then we've set up camps across the state, from Ijebu-Ode to Mowe to Ogere. Most of the, and then to on the Long Bridge, on the side of the Long Bridge, most of the areas where we normally have crashes as a result of the diversions that is done due to the road construction. So we're ready, the people are ready also, and then we just go. The goal is that everybody that is going to travel, you travel in safety. And if there are issues, if you are stranded, if you have a crash, just call FRSC toll-free number 122 and help will come to you.
Thank you, Ogun State Sector Commander of the FRSC, Clement Oladele there.